welcome. In this video, we will discuss about your India taking the people out of poverty. So there has been a recent report in which it is highlighted that India was able to pull a lot of people out of poverty in the last decade. So this video we will talk about major points which that report released as well as what is multidimensional poverty index. So without further delay, let's begin. First, we will talk about what multidimensional poverty index is. So basically, this is an index which does not look at poverty from the terms of only the income, but it broadens the horizon by including access to safe water, education, electricity, food, and other indicators as well. So this goes beyond just the income. They don't define poor as somebody who are not earning enough, but also includes the other factor. So that's why it is called as multidimensional, as it includes multi-dimension. Another important thing that you have to remember about MPI is that it not just only discuss the head count, but at the same time also takes care of its intensity. Like it takes care of how many people are poor, and it also figure out how much they are poor. Like if how many indicators they are actually facing the deprivation. So in this way, it actually helps the policy maker to design policy in a better way. Another important thing that you have to know about MPI is that it is released by Oxford Poverty and Human Development Institute along with your UNDP. So these two institutes have came together and formed this index in the 2010, and since they have been publishing this index annually. Now let's also try to see what this MPI includes. So MPI has 3 dimension and 10 indicators. So the dimension which you see on the left hand side of your screen, these are your health, education and living standards. On the other side, you will see the indicators which are 10. So in terms of health, they also check nutrition and child mortality. Now let's also try to see when they are checking for nutrition, what does that exactly mean? When they are checking for child mortality, what does it exactly mean? So let's move to the next slide and see. So first dimension that we are going to discuss is your health. In health, you have two indicators. One is your nutrition, which is what does nutrition here means? It means that any person under 70 years of age is identifies as undernutrition. So if like the person who has reached the age of 70 below it, if they are still undernourished, that would come under the part of nutrition indicator. And you also can see the mapping of these indicators with the sustainable development goal. So the nutrition come in the sustainable development goal number 2, which is zero hunger. Another component of your health dimension is child mortality. Now what is child mortality? It states that a child died under 18 years of age in the household before the 5 years period of the survey. So when this particular survey is conducted, if prior to like 5 years there has been any death in the household whose child age is below 18, that would come under the child mortality. And this is mapped with the sustainable development goal number 3, which is health and well-being. Now let's move on to the next dimension, which is education. Here they are talking about the year of schooling, which means no eligible household member has completed 6 years of schooling. So they will include the deprivation when any member of the household has not completed even the 6 year of schooling. So those household will be included in the deprivation state of year of schooling, and that is your mapping is with quality education, which is your SDG number 4. Next parameter on which the dimension of education is weighed upon is your school attendance. Now how school attendance is defined is like any school going child is not attending the school. So if there is a child in a household who falls in the school going age and is still not attending the school, that will come as a deprivation in the school attendance. And this again is mapped with the SDG goal number 4, which is your quality education. So these two two dimensions we have covered, and we have also discussed the four indicators on which the index finally is made up of. Then finally dimension comes up is your living standard. In living standard, we have six indicators including cooking fuel, sanitation, drinking water, electricity, housing and assets. Any deprivation as defined, so it's like if cooking oil, if people are still using the solid fuel like cow dung or the agriculture crop as means of fuel, then they are deprived. And this particular standard is aligned with your affordable and clean energy, which is your sustainable development goal number 7. Next thing which we have to consider in case of indicator is sanitation. Like when the household does not have the basic accessibility to the sanitation. And this is mapped to the sustainable development goal number 6, which is clean water and sanitation. And next in the indicator we have drinking water, which is safe drinking water. So if a household does not have access to safe drinking water, then they are included into the deprivation state of drinking water. This is mapped with the SDG goal number 6, clean water and sanitation. Next indicator we have electricity, which simply means that the household which does not have electricity, and this is mapped with SDG goal number 7, affordable and clean energy. Next indicator is housing, which means people who do not have basic infrastructure to live in, like they don't have floor and the roof or walls. Such kind of people are living in deprivation, and that is measured in the housing indicator. This particular indicator is mapped to your SDG goal number 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. And finally, the 10th indicator is the assets. And they are checking on the assets, and they will declare a household as deprived if they don't have one or more than the assets like radio, TV, telephone, computer, animal card, bicycle, motorbike or refrigerator. So if they don't have any of these or more than one of these, then in that case it will come as a deprived household under the indicator of assets. And this is mapped with your SDG goal number 1, which is no poverty. So if you actually look at these indicators, you will realize that Indian government has been working specifically on these. So like for nutrition, we have Poshan Abhiyan. For increasing years in schooling, we have extended the right to education. Then for cooking fuel, we have Ujjwala scheme. For sanitation, we have Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Drinking water, Jal Abhiyan is still going on. For electricity, we have electrified most of the rural areas. For housing, we have Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. And for assets also, we are trying to provide better livelihood condition to the people in rural as well as urban area. So all these factors combined and the efforts taken by government has actually bore fruit, and that was the reason India was able to pull a lot of people out of poverty in the last decade. So now when you have seen this multi-dimensional poverty index, a very closed related index is Human Development Index. It is released by UNDP. Here also if you see, the dimension remain the same. They are also measuring the health, education as well as living standards. But if you see, the indicators on which they are defining the HDI is different from MPI. So for health they are checking life expectancy at birth, while in the MPI we were checking the nutrition and child mortality. In education they are checking the schooling years expected and the mean, and there we were also checking the year of schooling along with the school attendance. And in living standard, here they have only checked about the gross income per capita. But on the other hand, in MPI we have seen that they are taking care of drinking water, electricity, assets, housing and other factors. So even though the dimensions remain the same between the HDI and MPI, their indicators differ. Another point to remember is HDI is released by UNDP. On the other hand, MPI is released with the collaboration of Oxford Poverty and Human Development Index Institute as well as your UNDP. Now let's also try to see the major findings of this report. The first one is that even still today 1.3 billion people are living in the multi-dimensional poverty. So even though we are able to take a lot of people out of poverty in the last decade, still a staggering 1.5, 1.3 billion people live in poverty. Also, it has been revealed that the burden lie unbearably on the children. So if you see, 1 in 3 children is poor compared to the 6 adults. So it's like it's even more burdensome for the children. Another important finding of this report has been that India had made the biggest reduction in the number of multidimensional poor people. So they were able to pull out approximately 273 million people during the period of 2005 and 2015. Also, it has been like a good news is that most of the countries, like 65 of 75 countries that these institute studies have figured out that these countries have been able to pull people out of poverty. In fact, the countries like Armenia, Nicaragua, North Macedonia, and India have actually halved their poverty population. So, which is a very good indicator that moving forward, we have to work in a same focused, aligning our things with sustainable development goal, so we can reach the sustainable goal number 1 of no poverty by 2030. I hope you have liked this video. Share it with your friends and like the channel. Thank you.